Hello, how are you? How's everyone? Assalamu alaikum. This is Fariha Javed, and I'm going to have my second video of spiritual diaries. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, subscribe to it to get the latest updates from my especially this playlist and all the other playlists and all the other activities that I do, because my channel's genre is based on a few things, in which it includes the spiritual diaries, the travel, the day out vlogs, and also small vlogs, purpose-based vlogs. So let's begin. So in this video, as you have seen the title, why to be the beggar of the beggars, as this playlist is about sharing my spiritual experiences, I guess, which the things that we encounter on a daily basis, we do encounter, but we just ignore, I feel like, because at some level everyone is connected to the creator, and I guess this connection is more dependent on your intention. It's not like you have to be dead pious for it. It's not like, of course that state is something that's beyond explanation when you are practicing all the physical ibadah and all the physical worship regularly, and you are being way too pious. Of course, in that way you are connected to your Lord, definitely your creator. But I guess you don't have to be discouraged, or you don't have to think that to be in that state of conversation with Allah you have to be 100% perfect practicing religious Muslim. It more depends upon how you feel those vibrations that are already there in the universe. It's about tuning into the vibrations. As you tune into a specific radio channel, so the vibrations of the channel, the vibrations of that channel is already there in the air. It's just that you feel and you connect to that. So without any delay, let's begin. So it's about a very recent experience, and it's about something which I say that Allah pre-guides you about something. Sometimes you listen to something, you hear about something which you feel like significant at that point, but you are still not able to scrutinize. You're still not able to um, you know put it into the right position, as why this certain thing happened to me, or why this certain dialogue has been said by someone to me. So it just happened to me. Starting off with my goal, again my Ramazan goal, because we just had Ramazan. So in that I made a goal, because Alhamdulillah in my Ramazan I had a beautiful routine of saying tahajjud, and I'm telling you the pre-context of it, right? So I had a beautiful routine of praying tahajjud and tarawih, and you know that the tahajjud's time is very much it's of high importance in Islam, because this is a time when you can connect to your creator one-on-one, when everybody else is sleeping, and your focus and your intention is very strong at that time. So, and Allah is also on the first heaven listening to you. And according to the people who follow the energies of the universe, and like the monks, etc., who are into the meditation, they also recommend you to wake up at that time and do your morning meditations, because that is a time when you gain a lot, when you gain spiritually a lot. Whatever you pray is, most, it's the maximum chances of answering from Allah. So I was in a very beautiful routine of praying tahajjud in Ramadan. I was feeling so relaxed, so contented. So days after, when Ramazan's over, I had a staunch goal to follow this tahajjud routine for at least twice a week. And you know, like all of us, sometimes and I was not following that regularity which I was expecting from myself, and I was working on it. So this is a pre-context. I was working on waking up like off and on, right before Fajr, and having my tahajjud and having my meditation and all that. So but I was a little disappointed for my routine that was not up to my expectations, and I was working on it. So just recently I had a visit to the grocery store, and I have also made a vlog on it. So that was the point when everything just started. I went to the grocery store, and initially I had to park my car, of course. So um, I met an uncle uh, who was an old aged man, and he was having that green fluorescent jacket, and he was working for car parkings and all that stuff. So I asked him to initially I asked him to park my car, to help me park my car somewhere where there is a little bit shadow, because it's May 2022 and we guys are facing scorching sun and so much hot summers. So he was not making any faces on that, and he was being way too positive and way too helpful, and that really touched my heart, that really moved me, and he helped me to park my car at some safe place. And then so yes, and then I moved inside the grocery store. I had my grocery, and when I came out, I had a plan with my sister to visit a clothing brand shop, because there was a sale there, and I always prefer to buy from sale, because it's not like about how much money you have. I feel like that uh, the things you wear, and if there are good sales, like it's not affecting the quality of the cloth, you must buy your dresses or anything that you wear physically, shoes or anything, like your attire or anything that you wear, you should be buying from sales, because that way you save a money for your skills. Yeah, like for tuning into any short course or going to any adventure hike. So I like to save my money for that, because I feel like that spending too much on materialism does not make any sense. And yes, so that's why I preferred to go there. And while I was going there, I asked the uncle again to look after my car, because the grocery bag was there in my car. And at that point, I asked him to uncle, take care of my car, and he was like, okay beta, don't worry, just go inside and have 6, 7, 8, 9 dresses. That was his dialogue, and I was like, no uncle, I cannot buy that much, and I will not buy that much, and I don't have that much money. I just replied him. And at that point, exactly what he mentioned was very, very inspirational, was very, very motivational. It really moved me from inside out. He said that don't worry, wake up in the last hours of the night when you are in one-on-one conversation with your Lord, and ask him for anything, for money, for luxuries, even for any emotional need, for anything. So that is the time, beta. Wake up at that time, ask him, and he's all yours. And don't feel shy in asking him, because sometimes we do feel shy while asking uh, asking people for money for our needs, and for our emotional needs, for our materialistic needs. And it can be even your, that's what he mentioned, it can be even your closed ones, the people in your family or friends, like that. So I was just looking on his face, that in that scorching sun, in that sweaty attire, and in that sweaty environment, he was he was just giving me spiritual lecture, and he was also doing his job, and there was no sign of restlessness in him, and he was being so self-absorbed, and he had so much fulfillment in him. And at that point, I felt really good, and I offered him something to drink that I usually do. I just want to share it just because you can follow it also, that whenever you are buying grocery or something, you can buy something for others around you who are doing hard duties, just like the guards or something. People like that, you can just distribute juices or in anything to eat or drink. So I just gave him a packet of juice, and that is just little act of kindness that I did. And he was like, okay beta, just he was refusing to take it. He was not grabbing it up, just like you see some very restless beggars on the street, and very restless people who are even selling something, but they're asking you for extra money also for charity. So he was just like, no, I don't, it's okay. And on my insistence, he took it, and then he was like, okay, just go. And he was so self-fulfilled. And then I went there, and the day was over. And then when I came back, he was not even taking his money for parking. He was like, beta, just go, okay, it's okay. And I just gave him forcefully. And when I came out, he was showing me another glass of a drink that someone else had given to him. And he was like, you see beta, Allah is in control of everything, he's responsible for your sustenance and no one else. Okay, and that day was over, and I started off with my daily chores and the things, my daily routine. And 2 to 3 days afterwards, now his dialogues were so constructive that they were struck in my head. And then 2 to 3 days afterwards, I encountered a situation that was really discouraging. All I want to say in just 1 or 2 sentences, that I encountered a situation which I was not expecting, and somebody, I was being dependent on my a kind of a need, and I was being, I guess, way too more dependent, and I was discouraged by the very gesture, but it was not that discouraging. Okay, let's forget about what happened. I don't want to go into the details of it. But right at that point, boom, the whole thing struck in my mind. The whole thing, just again was revolving in my whole, spirituality. Those words that were I heard from that old man. I was like, okay, at that point, Allah was talking to me, my creator was talking to me, and he was giving me 2 advices. One was to wake up at that time, keep on with that goal, and keep struggling with that goal, never give up on it. And second thing is, do not depend on too much. Do not depend too much on the people who are actually the beggars of the beggar. Like, we as human beings, okay, we usually act like we become sometimes beggars of the beggars. Like, we become dependent on the people more, and not on the one who is in control of everything, not on the one who has actually promised our sustenance. And the all giving, and he's Al-Razzaq. He is responsible for our provision and for our sustenance. And sometimes we get too much. We expect too much of the people around us. And I was like, whoa, okay, that was the whole background. So these are the little things that I used to write up in my journals, in my diaries, and now I'm working on it to spread and to share the whole experience with you guys. Sometimes I feel a little you know, reluctant, because you know, it's way too different to write it up in your diary and to speak it out to the whole public around. But I feel like that you in this whole world where there is so much negativity, where there is so much fake competition, people should be working towards goodness in one way or the other. And I and know that you guys will be also encountering such experiences on a daily basis. And it's just about your focus, and it's just whether you ignore such signs or whether you carry on with such signs. And again, I must say that it's not that you have to be in a perfect religious state for that. You can be, you know, because Allah says that if you remember him, he remembers you. And it's this condition is not only for those who are very pious. This condition is for everyone, for every Muslim, for every sinful Muslim like us, like me. So that is the whole message. And have a good day, and keep me in your good prayers, and inshallah I'll be sharing my next experience very very soon. So before leaving, again, hit the like, share, subscribe button. I feel like it's sometimes way too more irritating for the people who are just watching a video, but yes, I have to request you guys for it. So take care, bye, love you, Allah Hafiz.